finally made it to Peru after all these years of planning.
Yes, so what should we do first? We should go try that restaurant we saw on the way here. Oh, and the bar they talked to us about. Oh, and did you see the people paragliding over the sea? That would be awesome. Let's do that.
Um, Here you go.
What do you want me to do with that?
That's all the spending money we have for the week. Don't blow it, but have fun.
Wait, what?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Tour to Better Us. So, as you saw in our video 2 weeks ago, the big long video, I'm gonna link right up here. We said we're gonna start showing our budgeting and our Excel and how we plan and what we spent to help give you an idea for your own travels and to show that we're not spending nuts. We're very, very cheap, but we'll let you be the judge of that.
First of all, so this one was the first one we did for South America when we went to Peru. It started after Machu Picchu though, because we were with his parents for for a week. So it's the expense is always different when there's family or when there are friends around. So that's why we started fresh when it was just the two of us and we know how we spend.
So this section here is our estimations. Whenever we get to a new city, we set up categories such as groceries, eating out, transportation, tourist stuff, dance classes, and day trips or trips that take a couple of days. And we estimate how much we want to spend, how much we think we'll spend based on a little research. And this is what we came up with for Lima, Peru. Each week well, I'll let you tell them.
Okay. So each week, more or less, our goal was to spend around $50 in groceries, 25 in eating out, 5 in transportation, which we had no idea about really, 20 in touristy things, 25 in dance classes, and 100 in trips, day trips. But if you look at the actual chart, those three things, so the work stuff, which was the SIM card for my hotspot to teach, the dance classes, and the day trips, the total amount was spread throughout the 4 weeks so that we could get a better
Idea?
idea of what we
Yeah.
were spending week by week.
Because on each one of those, we spend the whole lump sum at once. Now, usually the first week we spent for the phone because the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough. The dance classes we spent the first week because we had to pay for all of the classes. And then for day trips, we found the really fun trip we took to Hakachina, Paracas, and Nazca. It was a package included. And then, like she said, we divide it by the amount of weeks we stay in each one. That way we can see if we're on track for the weekly expenses.
Yeah. And it's just easier for us to do that estimate in dollars first because we have I mean, when we get to a new country, we have no idea how the actual currency
Exchange rate works and
yes, and
yeah.
how much it's really worth, how much you can get for the money, I guess. So it's kind of a rough estimate, but it's been working for Peru and Chile so far.
And if you look at these numbers, they look a lot bigger than what you see in the estimation category. But that's because here everything is in Peruvian soles. Once we learn the currency, it's easier for us to put it down what we actually spend every single day in cash in that currency. And here on the side, you can see that we keep track on a daily basis every place we spend the money. That way, at the end of the week, we know exactly what category to put each amount in.
Sorry, I just saw all the McDonald's in the last few days and
No, we're not eating out like a bunch of burgers and fries and everything. That's just because we had like a bit of a sweet tooth, so we just wanted the ice cream. And they had the swirl. Was it the ice cream swirls? I think that's what it is. And it was right next door to us. It's like, well, it's like 50 cents for a cone. It's how we kind of dealt with some of our sugar cravings versus buying a cake for like 20 bucks every single day. And but we also, if you can see per week, we started with dollars. Once we learned the sole, we also did the estimation. We wrote it in the soles, since that's the currency we carry around all the time. Then we did the monthly. And for the most part, we actually managed to stay on par because in total in soles at the end of the 4 weeks and 2 days was 3,747 soles and 72 cents. And we estimated to spend 3,600. So that was about as close as it's going to get. And besides being, negative and saving money, but next time. And you can also see how much for each category that comes into dollars, which can be, oh, sorry, compared to the monthly. For groceries, we were only $44 over, eating out $28. The reason eating out was so little was because one, we ate home a lot, and two, lunch menus. Lunch menus are the best. You can feed two people for the price of one. We had full meals for like $4, and they were delicious.
The first time we actually went to one, we ordered two things. So we ordered a ceviche and
Arroz chafa.
yes,
I
so
like a rice
a
bowl
rice bowl, and we also had a juice.
and the juice.
And so the guy told us he was 16, and we were like
16 soles.
16 soles. And we're like, I think he forgot to count the ceviche.
Yeah, so we told him, like, what about this other plate? We ordered two things. Like, no, you get both of them for the lunch menu. Oh,
Wow.
okay. Here's basically $4, and we had a full
Both
meal.
ate,
Yeah.
and we were full. Well, I guess if you ask people there, they would say that it's only for one person. It's not enough for two, but
Most
really,
restaurants,
it
even
is.
in the U.S., even in other countries, you're gonna eat out. They're gonna give you a big plate, and there's no shame in sharing it. You're gonna end up taking a doggy bag or throwing away the rest of it.
Or eating, and then you'll be hurting. So.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can.
If anything, share and then order more if you're not full. That's always another thing. But that's just our tip of the day. For everything else, it's pretty self-explanatory. Transportation, the bus system is very cheap, and a lot of times we walked everywhere because Lima was very walking friendly, as you can see. We talked about in this video here. But I think that about sums it up. As you can see, we don't make things complicated because then nobody wants to do it if it's complicated. Just estimate based on your needs. Maybe you just like eating out more and you're not going to spend on groceries. Find a way to make that category work. Maybe yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, and maybe try 1 week, see how it works, and then just adapt for the rest of the time.
Yeah, probably the first month or two, maybe even 3, just depend how you are go about it. It's going to be hard to keep track, but just start slowly, make it simple, see how you spend the first week, 2 weeks, and then just adjust your budget from there.
Yeah, so that works for traveling. I mean, really, this is about what we spent in Peru, but really you can do that anywhere, and even if you're at home, you can just use
and
that.
We'll let you know how it goes for here in Chile. We're still here at the moment, that's why we're not doing that video yet. Once it's completed, we'll get that out. Also, make it in Google Sheets, like she set it up. She made this whole thing because you can always pull up on your phone, whatever you are, the Google Sheets, and write in the amount you're spending right then and there. That way, you don't have to think about it later, and you also aren't gonna be lazy about it because, like, oh, I have to pull my phone. Okay, it's done. But anything else?
No, I think that's it. So I was also writing there when we exchanged money, because at first when we got to Peru, we were so we got a debit card to use abroad that we had just gotten, and we couldn't use it yet, so that's why we exchanged money. But now, since the beginning of February, we started using it, so we'll probably talk about it soon.
Yeah, it's a Charles Schwab card. We'll make a video and tell you the benefits and drawbacks to it. But so far, we love it. And if you're going to be traveling long term, we really think it's in your best interest to get it. But I think that about covers it up. Like I said, pretty simple. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you like it, subscribe, and so you can see more videos of how we're budgeting, how we're spending. And I think that's it. Happy travels, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.